Hi, this is Miguel from Roundel Product Design. Welcome to my channel. I am going to show you the process of how to design a jewelry piece from start to finish. Together, we are going to create a 3D pendant using parametric computer design software. If you would like to follow along, first, you will need to install Autodesk Fusion 360 in your computer from the Autodesk website. I will be using Fusion 360 because, compared to other similar CAD software, I believe that it is relatively easy to use once one has some basic understanding of the program's different menus and tools. Ideally, you should be familiar with basic technical drawing concepts, but I will try to keep the tutorial as simple as possible, so anybody can comfortably keep up by pausing the video when required. So, without any further ado, let's get started. When you first open Fusion 360, you find that the different programs' capabilities are logically grouped into purpose-driven workspaces. Essentially, we will create a 2D sketch in a parametric canvas, using the tools contained in the Sketch Contextual tab, and then, we will extrude the final resulting geometry. The term parametric meaning that our shape will have a value for each dimension. Initially, we are presented with a bird's eye view of the canvas, just as if we were about to draw on a sheet of paper. But, Fusion is a 3D program, and we can always orbit in the 3D space by left-clicking and dragging the view cube located on the upper right side of the canvas. Now, let's go briefly away from Fusion. All 3D designs usually start with a 2D sketch drawn on paper. However, I will stay completely digital, and I will use the Procreate app to roughly sketch my jewelry design idea on an iPad Pro. Cool, now we can import our sketch into Fusion as a reference for our design. Under the Insert drop-down menu, first, we select Canvas, then, Insert from my computer, and finally we look for our drawing in the location where we previously had stored it. Once our drawing appears on the canvas, we must stick it to one of the three reference planes and rotate it to be upright, so it looks much better. Next, we are going to calibrate our drawing, so once we are ready to start building lines, each one of them will be an exact mathematical replica of our original design. On the browser, at the left of the screen, we need to look for the reference file that we just uploaded a while ago and right-click on it, to reveal the Calibrate option in the drop-down menu. You can zoom in as much as you like, to help you place the two crosses precisely on both ends of your drawing. We only must type the desired length of the piece in millimeters, which in our case is 25. I am not happy with the placement of my reference drawing, so I am going to revisit the browser, and this time edit the image, sliding it to the center of the canvas. Finally, we are ready to start our sketch in Fusion. We click on the Create menu and click again on Create Sketch from the drop-down menu. Next, we need to select the plane which is oriented in the same way as our reference drawing, which incidentally happens to be the XZ plane. We select the Rectangle tool, and the center rectangle. We click on the center of the canvas and drag until we see forming a 20 mm perfect square. We press the Enter key to accept the square. Now, to complete the frame, we must repeat the previous operation. Although, this time, creating a 10 mm square. Next, we will select the Line tool from the Create menu and we will draw a vertical line from the center of the canvas of any length. Press Enter to accept the line and right away click on it, to select it. With the vertical line selected, press the X key to transform it into a construction dashed line that soon will be our symmetry line. Press the key L, shortcut for the Line tool, and draw two more lines overlapping the upper part of your reference drawing. You can type any dimension with your keyboard, and swap between length and angle by pressing the Tab key. I am choosing 7 mm and 75 degrees. From the Create menu, select Mirror to show the Mirror Contextual menu. Select the two lines to be reflected, and the vertical dashed line, as the symmetry line. We no longer need our reference drawing, so we can disable its visibility on the browser. Click on Finish Sketch to exit the sketching mode and press letter E, shortcut for Extrude. While pressing the Shift key, click to select the two areas that you would like to extrude. You can either pull the arrow or type your desired dimension for width. Congratulations, you just made your first 3D body. However, we are far from done yet. Our award-winning piece still needs a hole for the cord to pass through. This time, click on the Create Sketch symbol and select the Y and Z plane, which by the way, it's also the one formed by the green and blue lines. Choose the right view on the view cube, and press L for the line tool. Draw two lines joining the opposite corners of the upper part to find its center. From the Create menu, select Circle and Center Diameter Circle, or alternatively, press the letter C as a shortcut. Click and type 4 as the diameter of the circle. Remember, as a good practice, we can always make construction lines from just reference lines, like the two diagonals, by selecting them and pressing the letter X. Press Finish Sketch, and letter E for Extrude. Now, we are going to remove some material from our piece. Let's move slightly the view cube, so we can see better what we are about to do. Go to the Extrude Contextual menu and select the Symmetric option under the Direction field. Now, click to select in blue the 4mm circle and pull the arrow to perform a complete cut from side to side. It's looking good. But, 3D printers don't like right angles. Therefore, we are going to make round all the outer edges by applying fillets to them. Under the Modify drop-down menu, choose the Fillet option. You may have to reposition the view cube a few times, to patiently be able to select, one by one, all the edges, a total of 22. There are better ways to perform this operation, but I just want you to practice what we have learned so far. When you are done, type a radius of 0.6 mm and hit OK to accept the changes. We are nearly done. We could export our piece already in an STL file format to be 3D printed. However, that process is not part of this tutorial. Instead, we are going to simulate the complete piece with the center stone and render a photorealistic view of our final work. On the browser, go to Sketches, and turn on the visibility of all of them. Hover your cursor over the profile of the smaller inner square and click on it to select it. Press the letter E for Extrude and pull the arrow to a distance of 5 mm to match the width of the main piece. Make sure that you select New Body on the Operation field of the contextual menu before clicking OK. Before we continue, turn off the visibility of all the sketches. The next step is to select Render from the Workspace menu at the upper left corner. We are going to apply some materials to our piece. Click on the multicolor disk symbol to bring the Appearance contextual menu, and search the program's library for gold. Once you find the desired material, just drag and drop it on top of our main piece. Repeat the previous operation for the center stone, but, this time, search for green glass as the desired material. The last step is to click on In Canvas Render to have a good idea of how exactly our jewelry piece is going to look once it's manufactured. Let me use the rendering time to thank you for sharing with me this time. I really hope that it was useful, and if you believe that you learned something or if you would like to see more tutorials like this, please hit the like button to tell YouTube that you enjoyed my content, and consider subscribing to my channel. But above all, it was nice to meet you and it would be nice to hear from you in the comments section. Until next time, keep well.